Hello and welcome. Today, we are getting into a super important question for pretty much anyone in communications. In this new age of AI, how do you stop your press releases from just getting lost online? We're going to break down exactly how to make your announcements visible, discoverable, and actually influential. So let's just dive right in. So let me ask you a question, and it's a big one. Is your press release invisible to AI? Because if it is, you're missing out on a huge, and I mean huge, and growing audience. You see, the way we all find information is changing right under our feet. And if your strategy hasn't changed with it, well, your message just isn't getting through. So what's causing this huge shift? Well, it's because we're moving into the era of what you can call the new answer engine. And this isn't just, another small search update. This is a fundamental change in how knowledge actually gets delivered to us. Think about the difference here. Traditional search, the Google we all grew up with, it gives you a list of links. You do all the work, the clicking, the reading, the figuring it out. But AI-powered search, it's a whole different ballgame. It integrates all those sources for you and generates one direct answer. The information finds you, and honestly, that changes everything. And the engine behind all of this is what we call large language models, or LLMs for short. You've heard of them. ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity. These tools are built to understand exactly what you're asking and just give you a direct, synthesized answer. So our job, it's to make sure our information becomes a key ingredient in that answer. So how do we adapt? How do we make sure we're part of that answer? Look, this isn't about trying to trick some algorithm. It's all about clarity and structure. And that's exactly what the AI-ready blueprint is. A clear, actionable plan to get your news seen. The solution is actually pretty straightforward. A press release that's built from the ground up for clarity and trust. And the really beautiful thing about this whole approach is that it's designed for both of your audiences, the journalists and readers you've always been writing for, and the AI that is now reading every single word. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to break down the anatomy of the perfect AI-ready press release. Let's go piece by piece and see how every single part of it plays a really crucial role. All right, here's our roadmap for the next few minutes. We're going to cover 6 key parts. We'll start at the top with the headline and subheadline, move right into the lead and the body, then talk multimedia, and we'll finish up with the call to action, the boilerplate, and your contact info. Each step builds on the last one. Let's start right at the top. For your headline, you want to keep it short and sweet. 60 to 80 characters is the sweet spot. Put your most important keywords first and try to phrase it like a natural question or just a clear, simple fact. And please, please avoid the jargon. Then your subheadline gives you another 120 characters to add that crucial context and maybe some secondary keywords. Now for the lead and the body. Get straight to the point. Your first paragraph, the lead, has to answer the big 5. Who, what, when, where, and why in just 2 or 3 sentences. Then, in the body, use short paragraphs, bolded subheadings, and bulleted lists. This makes it super easy for a person to scan and for an AI to, digest. Oh, and always, always include at least one quote. It adds that vital layer of human credibility. Multimedia isn't just a nice little add-on anymore. It's absolutely essential. Use high-quality images, of course, but what's more important is that you have to tell the AI what the image is about. That means using descriptive file names, captions rich with keywords, and detailed alt text. And if you're using video, include a transcript. You're basically handing the AI a script to read, which dramatically boosts its value. And finally, we close things out with trust signals. Your call to action tells people and bots what to do next. Your boilerplate gives a quick 2 to 4 sentence summary of who you are. And your contact info, that is a huge sign of credibility that helps AI systems and journalists verify that you are a legit source. Seriously, don't skip this stuff. Okay, so we've built the perfect press release. Awesome. But now we've got to zoom out a bit because a single release is great, but a bigger strategy is what creates real influence. It's time to think beyond just the release itself. And this brings us to a really crucial shift in mindset. You can't just announce news anymore. Instead, you have to position your content to be the definitive answer to the questions your audience is already asking. That's the move. That's how you go from just being a source to being the authority. And how do you do that? By building a whole content ecosystem around your news. Create blog posts that go deeper on the topic. Develop FAQ pages that directly answer those common questions. Use all your multimedia assets to hammer the message home. This whole web of connected content sends a really powerful signal to AI that your topic is important and your info is comprehensive. All right, you want the next level strategy? It's this. Create content that AI can't just easily whip up on its own. Think about things like interactive tools or maybe a really unique digital experience. You can even use AI search tools yourself to see what your audience is asking about, and then create content that provides a deeper, more valuable answer than anyone else. Okay, that was a lot, I know. So let's boil it all down into a really simple, memorable framework. To really, truly succeed in this new world, you need to master the 3 pillars of AI optimization. And what are those pillars? They are technical, content, and offsite. If you can get these 3 things right, you are building a really powerful and sustainable strategy for being seen in the age of AI. So let's break that down real quick. The technical pillar, that's all about structure, just formatting your release the right way like we talked about. The content pillar is about being an authority, answering questions, and building that whole supportive ecosystem. And finally, the offsite pillar is about building authority by making sure your message appears across other trusted sources. So all of this leaves us with one final big question to think about. In this new landscape, is your content built simply to inform people? Or is it built to actually influence the answers that AI gives to the entire world? Because the answer to that question, that's what's going to define your success from now on. Thanks for joining me.